years I'm free. It's time to conquer the Hunger Games. After 10,000 years I'm free. It's time to conquer the acapella finals. Hi, I'm Andre and I'm a black nerd. Elizabeth Banks is playing Rita Repulsa in the Power Rangers movie. Elizabeth Banks is Rita Repulsa. Well, she wore a bunch of crazy costumes in the Hunger Games, as some of you guys pointed out, so apparently she's ready to be Rita. At Morphin Legacy, thank you for this gif. That's perfect. That's our Rita right there. Make my monster growl! I was in absolute shock when I saw this. Like, I saw an email that said, hey, here's a big announcement, go check out the Power Rangers movie Instagram. I went to the Instagram, opened it up, saw the picture, and my mouth did this. It was like one of those cartoon, like, Elizabeth Banks is someone I would have never expected to even think about being Rita Repulsa. Not that I really had anyone in mind per se to play Rita Repulsa. It wasn't like I had a wish list or a top 5. Pretty sure there's other people I could have thought of, and I would love to hear if there's anyone you thought would be a good Rita Repulsa. Please leave it in the comments. I just figured with the way things were going, they would get an actress that you may or may not know, or she's might have been in a couple of things, because that's how most of the cast has been so far. But Elizabeth Banks is a pretty well-known name. You know her from the Hunger Games, you know her from the time she was on 30 Rock, you know her from Pitch Perfect movies, you know her for being the girl that Steve Carell wanted to put the bike in her trunk. And so having that name attached to Power Rangers movie, that's a pretty big deal. By having Elizabeth Banks attached to this thing, as opposed to just, here's random actress playing Rita Repulsa, it makes this project valid. See, at Look at Shaq on Twitter agrees with me. The Power Rangers movie just got real. That's what I'm talking about. Truer words have never been said. Movie just got real. Son. When you get a name actor to play in something that's a comic book movie or a reboot of something or an adaptation to a TV show or a cartoon or anything like that, it makes people interested in the movie that may not have been interested in it before. Not to say there's anything against the people that they've cast as the Power Rangers. They're all decent actors, they're all up and comers. Some of them have done other stuff before, but having a name like Elizabeth Banks, that made people in my Facebook feed share this story that would have not said anything otherwise. People who have never talked about Power Rangers that the entire time I've known them were sitting around going, hey, did y'all hear Elizabeth Banks is gonna be in the Power Rangers movies? That's what that does. To see news outlets talking about this movie like any other movie and not being like, oh yeah, Power Rangers movie, but being like, oh, Elizabeth Banks is in a Power Rangers movie. For Power Rangers, that's kind of what it needed. It didn't necessarily have to be Elizabeth Banks. It could have been any name actress in that role. But what that does is that makes this movie seem like it's a little bit more than just a big screen version of the TV show. To a lot of people, Power Rangers is still that TV show from the 90s or that kids show that's on Nickelodeon right now. This is the movie that is trying to break that mold. And by putting a name actor that we know in that movie, that gives it the opportunity to have that legitimacy. And I'm glad that they did it. I'm glad that they went forward to do that. Now, they probably didn't have to look too far to do it because Elizabeth Banks was in the Hunger Games, which is from Lionsgate. This movie is being made by Lionsgate. So you almost feel like they turned a corner in their office one day, or they just, you know, Elizabeth Banks went in to get her lines for the next Hunger Games movie. And they're like, hey, while you're here, got a question for you, Lizzie, baby. You want to be Rita Repulsa? Brian Lee agrees with me. I'm convinced she got the role because Lionsgate was worried that nobody would see the film without at least one well-known actor, actress in it. Don't forget, she was also in Hunger Games, brought to you by the same studio doing this reboot. Coincidence? Illuminati confirmed. But it's still a pretty valid thing. I know there's gonna probably be somebody out there that goes, oh, this is whitewashing. Rita was Asian in the Power Rangers TV show. Well, in the original Power Rangers from Japan, everybody was. You already got a Technicolor team of Rangers, both in suit color and skin color. You know, they're freaking Planeteers in spandex. At Lego Mania 27 says, so is this movie gonna be serious or silly or... That's a good question. How is she going to play Rita Repulsa? Is she gonna play like a campy Rita Repulsa, which I don't know how much more campier you can get than the Rita Repulsa we already had. Will she be serious with it? Will it be a blend of the two, kind of an Ivan Ooze esque I hope that she is badass in it. Like, if she wants to throw a little sense of humor into it, I'm totally fine with that, but I want her to be a villain. I want her to be scary, badass. I want her to hate those Power Rangers. I want her to feel like a distinct villain that freaks people out, that makes you feel like you are in danger. Because even in some of the superhero movies we have now, you don't get that feeling from some of the villains. Way to go, Guardians of the Galaxy with that Rom whatever, or Thor the Dark World with that elf dude, but have you seen Rita Repulsa? Now that's a villain, you know? That would make me feel really good. You know what this makes me wonder though? We have not heard who's going to be Zordon, if Zordon is going to be in it, which I'm assuming he's going to be in it. So I have a feeling that Zordon is probably going to be a name actor too. Zordon and Rita, those are roles that you can give the big name actors. They're not going to be on set as much as the Power Rangers are going to be because the movie is not going to be completely focused on them because they're the villain or they're the mentor. So therefore they can come in for a few days, do their parts, get their scenes done, get out. Easy paycheck for them, brings legitimacy to the project for the Power Rangers movie. Everything is awesome. She was a voice in that too. So Elizabeth Banks, congratulations. Welcome to the Power Ranger world. Though it would be funny though if you got the original voice actress to just sort of make a cameo in it to talk to her. Like maybe she's her emperor. That would be pretty awesome. If like kind of like an Emperor Palpatine if Rita had an emperor, but it's the voice of the original Rita. Ah! You are Rita Repulsa! Destroy the Power Rangers! Oh, I have a headache. That would be awesome. That's the one thing. Elizabeth Banks has to have a headache. At some point in the movie, Elizabeth Banks has to go, oh, I have such a headache. Do it. And we will all be happy. So I mentioned this on Twitter and Facebook, this big announcement. So of course you guys gave some interesting responses. I want to share some of them with you. Laptop. Michelle Biddick Simmons says, I think she will be great. She is a comedic actor and can totally do campy villain. I agree. If campy is what they're gonna go with, she's gonna be good in it. But like I said, I want camp, but I still want her to be like a scary, legit villain. This could be a new role for her. Like she's usually like, hey, I'm the fun, good girl, or hey, I'm the jokey joke girl. So if she comes out full-blown villain in this, that could be pretty awesome to watch. Kim Manning, I don't know how I feel about this. I guess, yay. That's a pretty interesting feeling to feel. We don't know anything about the script, about the tone, about the look of this movie. Nothing's been shown yet, so you really can't make too much judgment yet. Jonathan Irving, Cat's not for it. Nope, nope, nope. He wrote it like that Condor from the old Looney Tunes cartoons. Nope, 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 nope. Adam New says, God help us if they cast Seth Rogen as Goldar. What is this? Goldar and Rita make a porno? Hey Rita, hey, it's Goldar. I was just wondering if you needed my help. Back here smoking, hanging out with James Franco. But if you need me to go down to Earth, you know, and destroy the Power Rangers or anything, I can do that. You know, I can go down, I can throw down, you know, whatever you need, huh? Empress Rita and all that. Let me know if you need anything. I'll be right here. Goldar. Worst Seth Rogen ever. At Ethan Tone says, well, Andre, at least there will be some eye candy for the horny teenage boys in the audience like me. Hey, don't leave the horny adult boys out of this. I'm gonna be right there with you like, yeah, buddy. We gotta look at each other and just give a pound like, mm-hmm. At Reggie, go. Literally just lost my mind. What? Wait, is there singing in this? Hashtag Pitch Rangers Perfect Force. And at Ike Moore 2150 says she will have the Pitch Perfect girls as her minions. Could you imagine Brittany Snow, Rebel Wilson as the putties? All right, Anna Kendrick, seriously. I want you to be cast as a putty. Is that wrong? That I want to see Anna Kendrick as a putty patroller? And Jordan Dan on Facebook, I think, says it best. I both love and hate this choice. I think that explains everything. You can't go wrong with that response. I both love and hate it. Either way, I win. You're quite the betting man, Jordan Dan. So of course, let me know in the comments if you think Elizabeth Banks is a good choice for Rita Repulsa, and if she's not, who would you have liked to see in the role instead? And if you're new here, please subscribe. I make new nerdy videos all week, every week, including updates to the Power Rangers movie. I love you like a play cousin. I'm Audi 5000. Chain chomp, yomp.